Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tamari's Summer Showdown Tournament. I am here, Bluntman420, with Tamari. Say hello, Tamari.
Hello, guys.
And here with Melon.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
And we are here for the final match in what's been in a really amazing round two in this tournament. I've been really, really happy with all the matches. They've been great to watch and comment on, and the casts have been really fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the team come in here, and I'm looking forward to this last match.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be really, really hype. This is going to be JPGMafia, who, as Blunt said, this is our last team, our last match for the round. This entire round has been wild so far. We've had, what, 3 nomadic runs, 2 being completed, and, like, even, like, all of them have just been crazy. It's been absolutely, like, a wild ride. And apparently, JPGMafia have, like, mentioned before, earlier today, that they apparently have something up their sleeve for this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they decide to do. Maybe we'll see, another NMB, or we'll see something else really crazy. So I'm super stoked, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, their first match was really fun, and I'm happy that I'm able to see a follow up match to this team. Um, they had a really good score on Steam Fortress, and we've seen some really crazy runs on this map, and so they have a lot to play up to. So um, the bar is set really high from the get go. So I'm really excited to see how they manipulate spawns, what their loadout's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the standings currently right now, uh, in the group stage, which right now we're on round 2, JPGMafia is sitting at a 2,700 total score right now. Not including what's going to happen today. So right now they're actually in 5th place at the moment, but after this match, they could be in a much better position. So my point is that they're actually in a good spot right now overall. And so they may perhaps get be a little more comfortable trying something a little more out of the box, or maybe they'll just lock in and just do the same thing they did last time. So yeah, definitely in a good position to see some cool stuff going on today. We are going to be playing on Thrills Chills again. All teams are playing the same map for the first couple rounds, and this map, for those who don't know, is a remake of a Killing Floor 1 map by the same name, and it's actually one of the better maps in Killing Floor 1, in my opinion, and one of my favorites.
It's a great map. It's an awesome map.
Yeah, it's an excellent map, and it's actually one of the very few examples of Killing Floor 1 maps that have actually transferred over really well to KF2. There are some minor changes in this version, like the KF2 version of the map, but it's more or less the same as far as I remember. So
yeah,
fun map.
Yeah, just the nature of KF1 is just a little bit smaller in scale, so it's a little tighter in KF1. There's a few more hallways that aren't here, but it's nothing major. It's a really, really well done remake.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and there are some changes as well. I mean, we have a little bit of time here because we're actually just waiting for the team to get in game. Looks like we're actually ahead for once. Usually,
right?
They're actually waiting for us. But this version of the map for the tournament specifically has some modifications. There are some changes to some of the spawning mechanisms of the map. Primarily, just getting rid of certain spawns near the objective zones to make things just a little bit more friendly and forgiving. Um, and also some color changes, it's a little more purpley.
Mm-hmm.
I totally had nothing to do with that, but
mm-hmm.
Overall, the changes are just meant to make the map a little bit more friendly for the tournament and for CD in general. So
yeah, indeed, and just so we will be running, just to go over one more time, ASL V3 on 48 max monsters. That means there'll be 48 monsters on the field, and it's those are some good settings to give these teams a run. They've been giving these teams a run for their money. There have been some really close moments, some really exciting moments on this map. I always talk about how I like the big wide lanes on this map, and sometimes with big wide lanes you can get a little bit comfortable, and so that can really sneak up on you. That said, the big wide lanes is what I really like about this map. Also, of course, really like the just the theme of it. It's just a great theme.
yeah, for sure. And actually, I just got word that we actually are a little bit early. So I guess you guys are going to be here with us for a little bit longer than normal today, but that's totally fine. There's plenty of things we can talk about while we're waiting here. It looks like the team will probably be getting in most likely sometime in the next 10 minutes or so. And then when they get here, we could just like kick it off right away. But yeah, every single thing you said, I guess I just wanted to really quickly provide some context for that because I know some viewers here may not really be sure what we mean when we say things like max monsters or spawn cycle. And the best way to describe it to you is the max monsters basically is going to control how many Zeds can be alive at the same time. And as Blunt said, it is 48 for this match. And normally in KF2 for like the vanilla game, it is actually set to 32. So we are going to be having a lot more Zeds going around, in the battlefield at the same time. And the spawn cycle is ASLV3 again, as Blunt mentioned. And that spawn cycle is basically a harder version of the vanilla game. So you'll see a lot more flesh pounds, scrakes, basically everything out on the battlefield at once. You'll start seeing early game larges. They'll be dealing with scrakes in wave 1, flesh pounds in wave 2, I think.
Yep.
So it definitely ramps up a lot quicker, and it's going to demand a lot more coordination and skill from the team. And I mean, this team in particular, JPGMafia, they've seemed to have everything in check. Like their team is really solid, so I foresee them not really having too many issues. But as you said as well, Blunt, like this, it can change in a moment's notice, right? We literally saw it today. There was a team that was like in where they were that barn, and there was an FP that saw them through the window and like had a wipe, and like nobody even knew, not even the team. Yeah, get wrecked.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate, and I've spoken about time rages a lot because of the previous map with Steam Fortress, the map of time rages, and just it doesn't take much for like an FP to see you, right? This FP just turns a corner, he gets a glimpse of like I don't know your pinky through a window, and boom, he gets mad in 5 seconds.
You have 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, I think it's 10 actually,
Yeah.
like locked. And it doesn't even matter if he's like not actually looking at you. Like if you can see the flesh pound, basically he can see you, and then that timer starts. And like sometimes you get unlucky and you'll have like a lot of spawns. Like we like to call those gigas, just as like a little term that we'd like to use in CD, where you'll get like maybe 4 FPs at the same time, and sometimes they get staggered. You'll have like rage trains basically form, where like they kind of rage in waves.
Right.
And that's like actually what's caused a couple of the deaths that we've seen in some of the other matches that we've watched so far. Just like a little bit of bad luck and some like some coordination issues at some points, but other than that, I mean, these guys have all done a wonderful job. Like every single team has absolutely killed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I've always like enjoyed CD on this map, and that alternate hold has become one of my favorite holds so far. Probably in this map and in a lot of my CD experience. So like these objectives, they're going to be really fun. The reason why I like that alt hold though is it those large packs that spawn, they come pretty quick at you, and it makes for really exciting CD play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the things that I was actually casting earlier today with Coco, who's he's a member of the VTubers, one of the teams that played earlier today, and he said the same thing basically, that one of the things about this map that's so great is that there's multiple holds. So there's like at least 4 positions that you can use that are all CD viable, and they all have different attributes to them, right? Some of them are faster, and some of them are a little more safe, and it kind of just depends on like what this team's going to do. Which I thought would be, we're just trying to fill in some time here. I thought it'd be a good chance to talk about scoring for anybody who's watching and doesn't know.
Definitely.
To put it real simple, there's basically going to be a score assigned to the team for their performance in this match, and it's going to be based on a couple different categories. So first of those is going to be completion of waves. Basically, if they complete the whole game, they get 1,000 points. And on top of that, there will be some bonuses. So first we have the health bonus, which is going to give the team 600 points for not dying, and every death that they have will reduce that value by 100. So basically, if you die less, you earn more points. We have the objective bonus, which is going to be for completing the objective zones. They're those stand your ground objectives that you commonly see in the vanilla game. Those will be present in this match as well. There will be 5 of them, and if they manage to complete them, they will earn 200 points for each one. So we'll have to see if they decide to go for those. Next, we have time bonus, and that is going to give the teams points for completing the match very quickly. And finally, we have the no medic bonus, which is the coveted bonus. Gives you a 1.5 times score multiplier for not having a field medic on the team. And we've been seeing a whole lot of those recently as well. A lot more than last year. We only had like
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of attempts last year, but we only had like 3 completions total, and we've already seen 3 completions. I think 3 or 2, maybe. I might be wrong, but definitely 2 already, and it's only round 2. So 1 completion, okay.
Yeah, it's
But yeah.
definitely a challenge.
Yeah, it's the thing about no medic bonus is that you know obviously you don't have a medic. I mean that's given, but what you lose with that is you lose the ability to make a recovery, right?
Yes.
The thing about medic, just in general, like this isn't just really related to CD, is you have like really strong buffs, right? You give people movement speed, you give them damage reduction, you give them damage dealt, increase, and or damage boost rather, and when you don't have a medic, you just straight up don't have that, and it's those moments where like everybody's critical condition, and you don't have that with this with whatever you decide to use in place of it, and that's what's basically gotten a lot of teams that have been trying to go for this bonus is that there's that snowball that happens and they're not able to recover. So if they
Right.
do that, they're going to have to really be on top of healing each other, playing safe, right, not taking too much damage, because one bad moment could really mean the end.
Right, definitely. You not only you lose the healing and the buffs, but you also lose debuffs if the medic, if a medic decides to use the hemogoblin. And the
Yeah.
debuffs have saved my ass many times. Many times. Both of the buffs and the debuffs. So you lose a lot when you lose a medic. But it is
Absolutely.
very exciting. It thrusts people into different roles that they have to they just have to get used to, and sometimes it's a difficult role to like fit into like on the fly if you don't do it often, but it really teaches you like critical skills, just for
Yeah.
like just your overall killing for gameplay, like just being able to like buy a med weapon and just heal people in a random game can do a lot for that team. It could really let your game go a lot further than they usually go.
Yeah, absolutely. It basically teaches you how to get better with like less, right? You have to
Yes.
make more with like less tools available, and you start to realize that like the power of communication and just being smart about your engagements. Knowing when to peek corners, knowing when to go after the flush pounds. We saw a couple of those earlier, right? We see people running all the way out into the open and going for those flush pounds, right? Because they know it's going to rage if they don't go for it now. Things like that. When you have less to work with, those things become a higher priority, and there's really nothing but good things that can come out of that for a player's like repertoire, right, of like skills and abilities, like by training like that to be able to play in that manner. So overall it's just like a great way to learn the game, get better at the game very quickly, and that's exactly what the entire tournament's about, right? It's about
Right.
learning and getting people in the CD. So what better way than to get some good points for it in the meantime.
Yeah, it's just to show off all the possibilities in CD, right? You don't have to play CD with a medic, right? And and some of these other, you don't always have to play CD, precision wise as well, right? So there are different ways to play CD. It's not so rigid, and it's nice to show off and show off what can be done, and to bring people in to show off what they can do in CD.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Yeah, and that's what's so exciting about it. We have 6 teams right in this tournament, and again, this is going to be our last team for the round. And like any of those 6 teams could potentially choose a different route. And the nice thing about the scoring system that we were talking about earlier is that like you can get to a similar score through many different ways, right? You can prioritize doing objectives, you can prioritize speed running, you could just play steady and do like a meta composition, right? And just try to play really
Right.
well and solid. And we've all seen all of those strategies work really well for teams. So it's like
Right.
anything could happen, right? And yeah, it's just it's one of the most exciting things about it to me.
Yeah, you gotta love versatility, versatile gameplay. It just it adds to a lot of replay value, and it shows why it's so much fun. So it
Yeah.
looks like the team is trickling in here. We're almost here. We just need about one more. So just hang tight, and we are almost ready to play.
We were a little bit early, which is actually my bad. I think this was the one team that scheduled their match a little bit later than the rest of them, and I was kind of going through a gauntlet today, every match happening like an hour apart. So my bad on that one, but yeah, it looks like we have 5 out of 6 here. I think the last member is going to be Jenny XJ9. I think she's still running a little bit late, but we still have lots of time. So Oh yes, you're right. I think Jenny's actually not around at the moment. Yeah, so Otaku Mom will be their sixth and final player. Thank you, Melon. And yeah, we're still ahead of time, so we'll just sit here and hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I really liked in the previous match the use of the Sentinel. That really cracked me up.
Yeah, I when I put that in, right? So when I was thinking about like what weapons do we want to allow, you know, there's the obvious like suspects, right? Or things that like, okay, it's probably gonna unbalance the game like that 99. But then I was like, you know, the Sentinel, like, as much flack as it gets from the community, it's actually not like that terrible of a tool. And it's like, I get why a lot of people don't like using it. You know, obviously we even saw in the previous match, it actually had some moments where it raged some larges, right? That's probably one of the worst things about it, really, is that you can't control what it shoots. But it's like if you can actually make good use of it, you can actually basically have like a another player or like a bit of another player, if that even makes sense, like watching another lane,
Right.
right? And it's been kind of cool seeing teams like using that to like help with like one of the out of bounds spawns at kind of like a back spawn or whatever.
Right, just used as an alarm bell, basically. I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, that was in the Saddle Cryptomancers, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was 2 matches ago.
Yeah, that was really smart. I never thought about that either. Like, put it somewhere where you don't really care about it, but you just can hear it shooting. You're like, oh, there's a Zed there. You know, that's really smart.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see. There looks like right now. So Otaku Mom is their medic player. As far as I know,
Hmm.
she is a medic main herself. So I'm gonna be curious to see when she comes in if she's just gonna roll with her normal perk or if they're gonna have her pick something else, maybe for that NMB. But so far, this seems like a pretty standard composition.
Right, and I've seen Blueflamex play Firebug, and he's a very competent Firebug. Um, Firebug's great for trash clear, and with paired with a commando. Oh yes, so she plays a good Firebug, and Firebug paired with a commando is
Yeah.
just it's great. Like you get that perk where the Firebug is shooting infinite ammo. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun, and it shows the importance of having a commando.
Yeah, absolutely. All of those perks that have those, infinite ammo, real-time firing speed. A lot of the perks have things like that. What do you have? Spartan. There's Rapid Assault on SWAT. There's even Battering Ram, which is everyone's favorite SWAT perk or SWAT skill rather. That one relies on Z time. Like just Z time in general, right? Is just helpful for every perk, but especially in Firebug. If he decides to go for that HRG Dragon's Blaze as an example, he's going to be able to just spray fire everywhere,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's absolutely destructive and chaotic. And like he can absolutely deal or wreak havoc rather if LuvBunni here is able to get those extensions, which I'm sure he will. Bell is a very competent commando player. Actually, everybody here is playing their mains. Actually, I think now that I look at it again, Kyrum's, as far as I know, also plays Sharp regularly. Fail also plays Sharp regularly, and Great Mighty Pooh is also a regular gunslinger enjoyer. So
Right. Something I noticed almost every team, correct me if I'm wrong, I think every team has had a double sharp.
except for I think OnlyFans Fire, if I'm not mistaken,
Ah, okay.
which is Bagels and Tibbs' team. I don't believe they had a double sharp, and that was only because they had a I don't remember the composition off the top of my head, but they had a pretty cool composition. It was like the most diverse I think that we've seen so far outside of Software Incorporated. But they only had one, and yeah, I agree. Like I think everything else has been two, and one of the main reasons for that, of course, is just because you get that Z time proc, right?
Yeah, they're just so good, right? It's just the sharps get that extra 5% chance of starting Z time with their 25 perk, and you just if you have at least just one sharp just dedicated to just clicking as many heads as possible, you can get an amazing amount of Z time.
Yeah, and plus the freezes too. That was actually something that we saw in the VTubers match.
Right.
They did a full nomadic run with two sharps and a SWAT. And the thing about that composition is you have what is it, 17 in-cap grenades. So 17 grenades that can incapacitate Zeds and stun them, freeze them, right, and give you more breathing room. So two sharps is just great because freezes are literally the best grenade in the game, like hands down. There's no better. They're just the best grenade in the game.
Right, definitely. I lost count how many times, a Lars would come in and either Z time would start right then and there or a freeze would happen. And it would just It's just like that large never existed. It's
It's kind of crazy to me because I remember like so I've been playing KF2 for a really long time now.
Mhm.
I don't even want to say because it's honestly almost embarrassing. But like I just remember back when I first started playing this game when I was afraid of like 2 flesh pounds, you know.
right,
And you get to a point when you play enough CD where it's like you realize that like when everybody's really working together really well and coordinated, even with the starter weapons, you can absolutely destroy multi larges very quickly too. Like the
right.
teamwork is what really makes it go. And it's crazy when you just watch like these matches or just playing CD. Like you really like you're like, wow, like that's actually not as bad. And then you go back to playing the regular game and you're like, dang, like it's only 1 FP, you know?
Yeah, you think of all those times in, Hell on Earth pubs where you're just like, man, like those flesh pounds, man. Those couple flesh pounds, they really, just destroy the entire game. But here you see people eating flesh pounds for dinner, So
Yeah.
it's just it's really cool to see like just how roles can fit together. And it's a good synergy when it really does just plug like a nice uh like a puzzle, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing about CD is it pushes the game to the limit, right? And it really showcases, how much you can actually squeeze out of like what's already there. Because for the most part, the perks are basically the same. We've made very, very minor adjustments to perks. Some nerfs that have come in the base game, maybe tweaked a little bit of things around like that. But like for the most part, all of the perks, the Zeds are exactly the same as they are in the base game. We just kind of turned everything up to 11, right? And it's a
Right.
really good way of showing like what the capabilities really are for all these different perks. And that's what I really love about CD the best.
Yeah, most definitely. It really added a lot more replayability, to this game, at least for me, right?
Yeah,
So, it's really this was really fun to watch.
indeed, indeed. Bell apparently has a firefly in his room.
Well, let's try
Got
and
a
pass the
visitor
time,
here to watch the match. Also,
right?
can't blame him. I mean, this is gonna be a hype match, man. I'm actually so stoked. Um, we
Yeah.
should be getting started here, like probably in the next 10 minutes, and I really, really can't wait. Like it's gonna be so hyped to see how this goes.
Yeah, all the other matches have really just set such a high bar, This team has a lot to live up to, not to place too much pressure on them, but.
Oh no, I'm placing all the pressure on JPGMafia right now. You guys better not disappoint me. I'm gonna have to ban you from my server. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So what do you think they're gonna do for like? Okay, so first of all, I I,
Mhm.
I have to imagine they're gonna go for the objectives most likely.
Oh, of course, everybody's
Everybody's
going.
been doing it, and like they're not too hard on this map. They're not impossible, right? So I have a feeling they're gonna go for them. But where do you think they're gonna go for like their regular hold?
Um, that's a good question because I think almost every team, they've all done something pretty different. I was actually pretty surprised that the Seattle Cryptomancers used the spawn hold, um,
Hmm.
just for how long it was, but they made it work. And I was also surprised that the Canine Bros, they also used that hold behind the cafe. Um, I would think that they probably I would like to bet on the cafe because I've seen the cafe a few times. Um, yeah, I think the cafe maybe. I'm gonna place my bet on the cafe. Either that or something close. We did see the regular hold too as well. Um, it's very possible. That is really close to spawn. Oftentimes when I choose a first hold, it's always like close to spawn.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
just
Safer to
'cause-
get there.
yeah, you don't want to get stuck running around too long.
Yeah,
But I'm
exactly.
gonna place my bet on the cafe. I'm gonna place my bet on the cafe. See if they surprise me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I was gonna say probably the cafe hold, like in the back corner, where
Right.
I think that's the wave 4 objective, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Just because it's really fast, right? For speed in this game, you want to try to pick a spot where there's as little visibility to the map as possible, so that you can entice the spawn system to be more aggressive. And that spot that you were talking about is really good for that. So
Yeah.
I'd imagine they'll probably go for that. But then Bell told me that there's something in store. So honestly, anything could happen, right? And maybe they have some crazy strategy that we just didn't foresee.
That'll be cool to see. I'd like the alt hold a lot on this map. I think it makes it really spicy. Um, so that would be like my preferred hold.
Yeah, I like that hold myself too. It's actually I've
It
only done
reminds
it
me of KF1.
once. Yeah, it does actually. I didn't play this map super duper much in KF1, but like I remember it pretty well still from the time I did play it, and I forgot where you actually hold in KF1. Is it that exact spot, like that general area, or is
One
it?
of one of the holds. There were many holds in KF1. One of the holds that was there at that bridge though, by the
Hmm.
ultimate hold. I have very fond memories of holding that bridge as a sharp with my crossbow.
Oh man, the crossbow, the crossbow in KF1 is insane, dude.
Oh man, yeah.
It's actually ridiculous.
It was.
Those
It's still
memories.
ridiculous in KF2, but man, it was just 2 tiers above KF2 and KF1.
Yeah, in KF1 the crossbow is absolutely insane.
Especially if you manage with, you manage the really messed up hitboxes, right? Like KF1 had the
Mhm.
most ridiculous hitboxes. Like, man, like Scrake, you'd hit a Scrake and he'd like put his head down, bob it, and then you'd have to shoot his armpit to get a headshot. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say that actually. Our anybody who any KF1 enjoyers in chat will probably remember like the whole shooting the Scrake in the chest and his head comes off kind of thing. 'Cause I remember that back in the day, fun times.
yeah.
I love both of these games, and there's just
Me
something
too.
about them that like for some reason, man, I just keep like coming back to it. You know, it's like how do I like still find reasons to keep playing? And it's like I'm playing the same maps over and over. I'm playing the same perk over and over. But it's just something about the teamwork aspect and like the overall flow of gameplay. You know, the Z time and how it interacts with the game, the
Yeah.
perks themselves, the Zeds. Like, there's just something about this game that scratches an itch that no other co-op game scratches for me.
Yeah, that's really good design too, right there. That, like um Tripwire did a good job right there with that balance of the idea of those perks working together. Um, from KF1, I remember I was playing around in Left 4 Dead, and all of a sudden I just look at the Steam store and I see KF1, like advertisement. Like, oh hey, what's up with this game? And I read about it and I liked the concept of all those perks working together, and I've been here since then, right? And it is. I mean, I'll still go back to KF1. The only thing with KF1 is it's just old and rigid, so it can be tough. It's tough not being able to sprint without your knife, right?
Yep, yeah, it's a whole different game, and like whenever people go from KF2 back to KF1, it's hard to get used to the fact that the first game is so much slower, and that's you kind of
Yeah.
touched on that earlier. Most maps in the first game are way smaller because of that.
Yes.
Everything is just a lot slower. It's like everything in KF1 is slower but stronger, right? Fleshpound can basically one-shot you unless you're playing, was it Medic and
Yeah.
Berserker?
Medic and Berserker.
And in KF2 is a lot more forgiving, but I think I like how KF2 does it better simply because there's a little more room for like nuances and like counterplay, right? Like it's not just like, oh, you weren't playing medic and now you're just dead because you got hit by the FP. It's like
Right.
you can jump, parry the attack, take the hit, right? And like a whole array of like opportunities for gameplay comes up, and I think it's really cool.
Right. I saw a crazy maneuver in the last match with Illith, and there was a Fleshbound chasing after him, and he did this crazy corner kite, and then he corner kited again into the door, and then he closed the door. That was a blast, and KF2 really, really, really facilitates that kind of gameplay, which is fun. Um, you could do some stuff in KF1, but man, no, that stuff's exciting. That was a good move.
Absolutely, yeah. And we do have the Otaku Mom finally made it in
Look at
game here,
that.
and she's playing on the Survivalist. So let me do a quick roster rundown here since we finally have everybody in, and then we can
Yep,
get
let's do
going.
it.
So we have Kyrum currently on Sharpshooter, LuvBunni playing Commando, Great Mighty Pooh on Gunslinger, MrFailology on Sharpshooter, Blueflamex on Firebug, and the Otaku Mom playing that Survivalist, and it looks like they're going to be going for a partial nomadic run. I did mention that earlier because apparently I'm really good at remembering things, but I did say they get the 1.5x multiplier if they don't have a medic. However, there is a caveat to that in that if they have a survivalist, it does actually reduce that multiplier just a little bit. So unless we're getting baited right now and they actually go with this comp, we will be seeing a 1.25 score multiplier instead, which is
Right.
still really good.
Yeah,
So
that's still good.
I'm excited to see if they try to go for this. And yeah, if you're ready to go, Blunt, I'm down to tell them to get going here.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
smashing.
ready to go. I'm eager to see this team.
Sweet. All right, let me give them the okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, we have everyone readying up here. All All right, we are going live now, so let's see where they decide to go for this wave 1 here.
Yeah,
We
let's
are
do
going with
it.
that Survivalist, by the way. So partial N and B run. Let's go.
So it looks like they're just on their way.
Ooh,
Oh, it looks like they're going to hold the spawn hold. Start.
interesting. Yeah, they're actually going to use this spot. I don't think we've seen this on wave 1 yet so far. We did see the Cryptomancers, I think. Yeah,
I
used
think
this
they did
spot,
it wave
right?
1. Yeah, they did it wave 1.
Oh, did they? Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
they did.
Already a triple husk coming right now on the long road right in front of Blueflamex. That's
Yep,
actually kind of insane.
they got the combo of Bell and Fail, the commando and sharpshooter, over on the left side, looking towards the stairs, the double stairs that is.
Yeah, indeed, that's a great combination too. I mean, Gunslinger and Gunslinger obviously probably being like the more favorable combination with Commando just because of that time and everything, but Sharpshooter is just as good of a combination, especially
Right.
in the hands of MrFailology, who's a really, really good sharpshooter. So.
Right.
You have our first Scrake spawning. He is coming out right in front of the main area right now where the rest of the players are. They are taking him on now.
Nice.
Ooh, nice stumble.
Stumbled back.
Nice.
And he's done pretty easily.
Easy kill.
Looks like they're giving themselves a little bit of room. That's something different than the Cryptomancers earlier. They pushed up towards the stairs. These two are kind of hanging back, kind of turning it into one lane. Which I think is smart, just since they only have two right there.
Yeah, and also on top of that too as well, in that no medic run, they do have the survivalist, so it's like a partial medic, I guess, but even in those circumstances, you want to try to keep close because if you're too far away and something goes wrong, that could be the end. So
Yeah, most definitely. They got another Scrake there with a nice stun from that Firebug skill.
And goodbye.
That was a really good time for Z time there.
What's Scrake? I think there should be one more Scrake, unless I just didn't see it because they deleted it so fast.
Nice triple bloat for the commando to extend off.
But yeah, we do indeed have that last Scrake coming. He's in the same spot again. So all the Scrakes have come from that side so far.
Right, most definitely. So this side has Slinger Sharp and Firebug. It's a good combination right there. Lots of trash clear and lots of large killing.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention too that one of the strengths of the Firebug. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, nice freeze. I was about to say there's some damage coming out from that Scrake there, but Kyrum getting that freeze. Just play it safe,
Yes, definitely. Especially the first wave.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have early deaths because that's not only a loss on health bonus, obviously, but it also impacts the economy really heavily for the team. But I was just going to say that the thing about Firebug that they really excel at is during kites. So if they ever have to get into a kiting situation here, having Blueflamex up near the front will really help with clearing out trash. And she also has her, what is it, Heat Wave, I think? The one that stumbles the largest.
Yeah, she can push things back if they get point blank.
Yeah, just like a literally get out of my way button, basically, whenever you want. And it can actually be vital for getting through some of the choke points in this map, which are pretty brutal, by the way.
Yeah, oh, yes, definitely. Hiding this map is scary. It can go wrong very, very quickly. There's some pretty scary corners and pretty scary doorways.
Indeed, yeah. So starting up wave 2, only 3 minutes on the board so far. Really good time so far. There's already a Scrake heading in on the long road, but he's pretty far out, so I imagine when he gets there, they're just gonna take him out. We do have Flesh Pound spawning this wave now too, because we're on wave 2, so we'll have to see how they handle that.
Flesh Pounds in quarters. Yeah, Scrake will probably be up there in a few seconds.
We did just see a Quarter Pound just get absolutely deleted. I didn't even actually see it, I just heard
I
the noise.
barely saw.
I heard the sound, that's all I heard.
So far, some really good control on that front lane. Looking back at the commando lane. Nice amount of trash to extend off of.
Yeah, one thing I want to note here is their positioning in that front lane, right, where, the main bulk of the players are. They're doing a good job of hiding kind of, they're pushed up, but they're not fully out on the road, right? And I'm sure they're doing that because they want to avoid those time ranges that we were talking about. So it's really good positioning on their part.
Yeah. And there's a Fleshbound coming in. Husk. Trying to make it a little exciting. Try to make it a little exciting. Husk there, Shadow Talking Mom, kind of got her off her balance.
Yeah, Husks are they're like it's they can be the most disruptive enemy in the game easily. There's so many moments where like a Husk like got one rocket on somebody and that just made the difference between the game you know, winning or losing. It's crazy.
And it does like a critical amount of damage and messes you up while you're trying to do a takedown. Yep, that's happened to me.
Yeah. And I'm a support player, or at least I used to be like heavily into support. And that's another one that's like really susceptible to Husk. You get that one Husk rocket when you're going for that double barrel takedown.
Oh yeah.
Say goodbye, friend. You're just dead.
Yeah, definitely.
So 56 Zeds remaining. I mean, honestly, making this look easy. This wave is they're just sailing right through it.
Yeah, it's been they're cruising right now. They're on cruise control. This back lane's actually not getting too much. It looks like most of it's coming through the front lane.
Yeah, indeed, and it looks like already like LuvBunni is actually already either heading to the trader or he's just going to look for any Zeds that might be out this way.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to get that going early on.
Yeah, for sure. Especially Skrakes. Like Skrakes are one of the worst offenders because they're really slow and they're also healthy targets, right? So it's not like you can just delete them instantly. It takes some time, and they tend to waste a lot of time in runs like these.
Yeah, especially early waves. And you don't have the upgrades, you don't have the weapons fully. It can be pretty annoying, but hey, it's like they made it.
Someone raised that last Skrake there. That was really smart to get him in quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I mean, I guess since LuvBunni actually looped around and came behind them, I think that kind of confirms that he was out looking for Zeds, and that's really smart of his part to kind of split up, you know, divide and conquer.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, with Skrakes, just like we just saw, Skrakes are very slow when they're walking, but they are fast when they're raised. So you know, it's usually why you don't want to rage too many at the same time because then they'll overwhelm you. But in that moment, you really want them to run at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like this next hold right here. This next hold is a really exciting hold. He's had some really exciting moments here.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I love this hold too. It's I had a little evil grin on my face when I was thinking about picking this objective. I was like, yeah, I want to see them do this one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. See, LuvBunni here, by the way, a little high level thing he's doing, or at least he was for a second. He was trying to save those crawlers there, presumably for his Z time, but unfortunately they were doing too much damage and he just ended up killing them. But I like that he was doing that. That's really smart.
Right. It's always a shame when, you know, they just don't, the Z time doesn't cooperate.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a triple Skrake coming in to that little door. Good time for a Z time. Nice stun on that Skrake. Someone's using Ranger.
Yeah, I believe that's Fail. Yeah, Fail is a Ranger enjoyer like myself as well. Like I swear by Ranger myself as well.
There it goes.
Just can't discount the usefulness of that stun.
Blueflamex with the emote taunt at the door after killing those 3 Skrake.
Yeah, they're having fun. They're having fun.
Yeah. They got another double Skrake. Triple Skrake? No, double Skrake coming through. Just near around the corner.
Yeah, and one other thing that we see about this hold, by the way, that's a little bit different from, I believe it was the VTubers. I could be getting this wrong, but one of the groups that played today held this same objective, but they all were underneath that like overhang where the trader pod is at. And the difference with their hold versus this one is that they actually had things dropping on their head there.
Yeah.
Because Kyrum is standing where he is now, he's actually blocking all of the spawns up in the rafters of this barn here. So well, here comes a double flesh pound on the big door right in front of Kyrum. He's probably going to be throwing a freeze on this most likely.
Yeah, he's going to want to stop these guys and take them out pretty quickly. There is a Husk right behind that flesh pound trying to be a jerk.
They're not going to get the chance to, though, fortunately for them. Oh, we also see the Sentinel out, by the way, from LuvBunni.
Oh, another Sentinel sighting.
The reappearance of, what was it? What was the name of the Sentinel this year?
Oh, man.
Jeff.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He changes his name every year.
Nicely done on taking down that Skrake.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. This is all about, you know, obviously, like, they're in a room that has no exits besides, like, where the Zeds are coming from. So if they get pushed, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So this hold is all about being on top of it and stopping yourself from losing ground too quickly. And that's why sharpshooters are, like, probably the MVP perk of this hold, honestly.
Right. No, that Husk with the flamethrower, you got to be careful with that. That will kill you really fast.
Yeah, Kyrum losing about half his health there. There's 2 Sirens in, and there's a KP gonna walk in. If they don't kill these Sirens, they might delete some freeze grenades here. But they did get the Z time, so...
Zed Time's going to help them with this. If they need to deal with that QP. Nice freeze. And it's like nothing happened. Yeah, most definitely. If they get pushed and they have to leave for whatever catastrophic reason, they have to shoot their way out. There's no other way out.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. And the problem is that
That's scary.
The kite is actually like off to the left right there where Otakumon is currently looking. So they have to run right through the busiest part of the map. You know?
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be looking good. But hey, they managed to get the wave done. They did get the objective complete. So that's 200 objective points on the board for JPGMafia.
Yep, and they've left the petting zoo. Or the bar in front of the petting zoo. And they are now on what is called the hunt. Oh, they got a double flesh pound.
Double flesh pound, yeah. Well, one flesh pound. There was 2 flesh pounds.
Clean move, yeah. Clean move. Let's see this other one. Fast wanted to get involved. It's always like, sometimes it's like just the little things, like the little trash says that just sneak on by while you're trying to do a takedown that just, they could just grind your gears sometimes. It's like, man, you know, you just have to, sometimes you just got to focus on that head tracing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially crawlers, man. Crawlers are freaking notorious for slipping by things.
Crawlers and stalkers, they do so much damage. They do like they do this like 3-4 hit combo, and it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a little spinning cartwheel kick that the stalker does. It's like one of the worst attacks in the game. You lose like half your armor when that hits you.
It is brutal. I've lost probably more solo games to stalkers than any others. So I like this hold too. This L hold. This is the hold that the K9 Bros held mainly, primarily.
Yeah, and VTuber was using this hold to great effect too, and they were actually really aggressive about it. They held really close together, and they had like a really short reaction time due to it, but they rocked it up. By the way, double flesh pound coming in. Oh, nice stun from the Survivalist. Or sorry, from the, what is it? The Zed solution from the
Bell's in trouble though.
That Bell. Ooh, there's some QPs that have gotten through here. Kyrum's gonna hit in the back, and he doesn't realize it yet. Pokemon dropping to nearly half there too as well.
That was a really close call right there. I saw someone. I think it was Bell below 75 health at least. Yeah, that's a really scary moment. But that's something that Cordis can really do. They can really push in and just be a wrecking ball.
Yeah, what actually happened there? Because I was looking over at the alleyway, and then I turned around and there were 2 quarters. Did they sneak in through the bar or something?
Yeah, they that one quarter. At least I saw the one quarter snuck in through the bar and gave Bell a crit.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, QPs are ninjas sometimes. We actually had that with Feb's last match, right? It was on the Seattle Cryptomancers. He literally had a QP just walk up right behind him, and I've been in that situation. They just don't make sound sometimes.
Right. So we got a double FP coming over the bridge here. I'll be around the corner in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, Zed time's going to end. There is a Scrake trailing not too far back behind them, but I imagine they're just going to freeze these FPs. Or actually, they're so split now, I think they're just going to gun them down most likely.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of staggering large Zeds today. It's been really working to the player's advantage.
Yeah, indeed. It's one of the products of this map, actually. Just there's a lot of like room, and other Zeds that are faster tend to kind of get in the way, you know, and hold them up. But as we get to future rounds, though, that's going to start becoming less and less prominent, because the maps are going to start getting a lot more difficult.
Right, definitely. I look forward to all the new maps coming in. We've got a triple QP coming in.
Yep, all dead. Last Scrake here does go down as well. We just had it sounded like a pretty big FP spawn. I don't know where they are. Oh, actually, I see them. They're out in the main area. They're heading toward Blueflamex right now. Probably going to go through the bar, actually, most likely.
Notice another carbine sighting with the, or I'm sorry, carbine sighting with the Otakumon.
Yeah, indeed, she is using that corruptor carbine, and it's honestly been put to good use in both tournaments, right? Both this tournament and last year.
Yeah, definitely.
For that really quick, like, you know, healing gas deployment, it's come in really clutch.
So we got our flesh pound raging in the bar right here. It's like Kyrum's on top of it, and he is.
Yep, and the corruptor carbine seed for good measure, just to kill the rest of the trash. Another flesh pound just spawned off from the bridge again. They did just get the objective complete again, so that's 400 points on the board for the objective bonus.
Yeah, really well played by this team. There was that scary moment earlier on, but you know they've handled it. They've handled it.
Yeah, those ninja QPs, man, are scary. But yeah, they've kept their nerves in check. Like, definitely don't seem frazzled at all. It's just business as usual, right? After that's over. So.
Exactly. It's not over yet, though. You know, You don't want to get comfortable.
Yeah, we actually saw that in, I think, again, VTubers, right? I'm forgetting because there's so many rounds today or matches we watched, but there was a match where at the very end of Wave 10, there were literally like 3 flesh pounds and like 4 quarter pounds at the same time. It was insane.
Those ending gigas are very scary.
Yeah, absolutely. It ain't over till it's over, right?
Right, exactly. So off to the hunt. Let's see if they can get this. Some of the Zeds earlier on in this today, at least, I'm sorry, earlier on today, we're not cooperating with the time. They're just kind of wandering off.
Yeah, that one actually wasn't too bad though. I'd say like when they did start to go hunting, they found that last scrake pretty quickly, which is pretty fortunate, I'd say. But also, you know, maybe a product of their positioning as well, right? That spot that they're in general
definitely.
is just good for everything spawning close, and that might be why they've chosen it.
Yes, definitely.
And aside from the objective, of course, but we'll see what they do now. Are they going to go back to that spot, or no? Wait.
Oh, they're going to the ultimate hold right now.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if it was me that called it or you, but one of us was right.
Yeah, this is a really fun hold. A lot of stuff streams around that corner on the right hand side with Poo and Blueflamex.
Yeah, for sure. They like to sneak back through there, and that might be why they have them pushed up. There's a double flesh pound, a triple flesh pound.
Right on cue. They have a triple flesh pound with a scrake, with a double scrake, and a siren. 3. Triple scrake.
That's a 3/3 spawn right there. Ooh, Great Mighty Poo almost getting hit by that headless FP there, creeping in.
Nicely done. That headless FP is getting very close.
Yeah, that was scary. He almost got punched again. Oh, nice stumble there from Blueflamex.
Yeah, really nice.
Up that FP.
Triple scrake still there.
Nice freeze. Excellent freeze. Just got everything.
Yeah, really well done. That was a big spawn right there.
Yeah, we also see that very similar setup to VTubers again. Earlier they had Ray, who was also a sharpshooter into the chase and match, and was soloing that side lane on his own as well. And here they have MrFailology, and one of the advantages to having that Sharp over there is that he's not as dependent on Zed time as the Gunslinger is, because if he gets in trouble, he just toss a freeze, right? But because they have Blueflamex playing on, and also I know Takumom actually, they have 2 Zedsplosion procs, right?
Right, yeah.
They have a lot of in-cap power on their main lane, and they can afford to kind of put that one Sharp off on their own.
Yeah, those are just extra stuns. It's almost like having a flashbang in your back pocket.
And I think procs often too, man. It's like, I don't know what the percent is, but it feels like it's really high.
I think it's 35%.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, it's really well done on that flesh pound. Blue and Great Mighty Poo are really getting a lot right there. A couple more quarters coming around.
Blue's just having the time of her life, just spraying Helios rifles down that lane. That's so fun, honestly.
That's one of my favorite things to do as a firebug, is just shoot Helios in Zed time.
Yeah. Ooh, I see a triple flesh pound coming. Going to actually be coming up right on Blueflamex again. Maybe about 10 seconds from now.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Up there right now.
Luckily for them, they can't see them, so they will not sight rage.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things that we fixed with this version of the map, actually, is they used to be able to see you through the walls, and that was not fun.
Yeah. That's actually kind of insane to think about.
Yep. Alright, here come the 3 flesh pounds. That time's going to end, too, so they're going to have to deal with this in real time.
Right, they got one stun. They got one stun off the Zed shrapnel.
Well, that delayed all of them right there. That was pretty nice.
And here we go. There's going to be a quarters trying to sneak in through behind these 3 flesh pounds.
He's kind of getting like, ooh, double crit there on both Blueflamex and Great Mighty Poo. But they did get a Zed time proc, so I'm pretty sure these FPs are just toast.
Yeah, they got...
No pun intended.
They got 1. They got the quarter. They're getting to 3. Or are they?
Ooh, wait a second. Ooh, double crit and Great Mighty Poo really
another
low here.
Quarter.
Scary.
Oh man, that was quite a push. Now their lane is open to take back.
Great Mighty Poo dropped to like, it looked like about 30 health or so there, so one more hit would have just been the end for him. That was really close, but they managed to pull it off again.
That was dangerous. That was a pretty scary That was a pretty scary spawn, and that's actually the testament to the quarters. They're just sneaking in through the back there. It's something else you have to aim for. It's not.
Bunny hopping through Ivy. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, the QPs are really like they're not to be underestimated. A lot of the higher level spawn cycles in CD don't actually have any. And so when a lot of players start playing ASL v3, it's kind of like something you have to get used to, right? Because they actually deploy them quite a bit in this cycle.
Yeah, most definitely.
So
Now
you
this
have
next
our
zone
next
is
objective.
this next zone is another fun one. I like the spawn right there at the ride, right there on the outside. The largest can spawn there, hop over the railing, and yeah, it's a really fun hold. Most of it's going to come over from this bridge, the two bridges off the right side.
Have we seen them using the... Ooh, wait, hang on. Triple Hush just spawned right behind them. Okay, I already have Great Mighty... Or, sorry, MrFailology is actually already shooting at them. But I was going to say, have you seen any more Sentinel usage since that Wave 3 objective?
I have not, actually. Just the one Sentinel.
What was that? You cut out there.
I'm sorry. I have not. Just the one Sentinel. You know, you can usually hear the Sentinel because that's a very distinct, peep, 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 peep.
Yeah, that really annoying gunshot sound it makes. Comes a raised FP, by the way, across the bridge. He hasn't really been hit too much, though. So he's going to get in here. He might make it in. Yeah, he managed to get a hit on
in.
Bill.
Nice D-rage, though, and took him out real fast.
Definitely. I feel like I said this at the exact same spot, but I mentioned earlier in a different match about how when you're new to CD, what you want to tend to do at times is to back up from that, but that's actually going to actually make you concede ground, right? So Bell's just kind of getting in there, taking that hit. He does take damage, but then he can immediately freeze it or just deal with the threat, right?
Tent in the back here is going to have a triple fleshbound and a double scrake. So let's see how Blueflamex and Kyrum handle that.
I imagine they aren't going to get far. That's 1 down, 2 down, Scrake coming in.
They're about to get the N1, and they got it.
And 1. And that fire panic on that Scrake just completely rendering him unable to do anything. Blueflamex here just going ham with the Helios rifle again at Z times. Absolutely just doing a lot of work, man. It's crazy.
The Helios rifle is an absolute joy to shoot in Z time.
It's so fun. Oh, here comes a
nice
whole dollar.
Push in. Yeah, $1 quarters here.
$1 quarters. But Kyrum there though to respond with the freeze though. Great freeze grenade on his part.
Nice freeze on that Scrake and the fleshbound over the bridge. Another Scrake and a couple Husks trying to sneak around that corner, but nothing they can't handle. The thing you spoke about earlier was, losing ground. You don't want to lose too much ground in CD.
Yeah,
because it's so hard to like regain your ground, especially if there's the spawner right around that corner.
Yeah, exactly. And in CD in general, we tend to set the parameters of the game such that like the spawning is basically at the most intense it can possibly be. So like the moment a Zed dies, there's another Zed spawning in somewhere. And by the way, there's double FP sneaking through the back right now, right in front of Kyrum. He's already engaging the first one. Zed time activating from those headshots, and it looks like Blue Flame's gonna be able to wrap up that second one there. Already fire panicking it, so even if it wanted to rage, it just can't anymore.
Yeah, good call taking the second flesh pound while your teammate's already taking the one.
Yeah, for sure. The trust,
that's good
right?
Teamwork. Yeah, that's good teamwork right there. People have the tendency to just all go for the one, but when you have multiple, you have to work as a team.
Indeed, yeah. They did get that objective done again, so that's their third objective done for the game. There's 2 more remaining.
About 50 to go. Things are going smoothly so far, but they better not get comfortable because I see a triple flesh pound and double Scrake going to that 10.
Yeah, they also have some QPs coming in with a couple flesh pounds as well on the other side, so a little last second large rush here. This Z time's about to end too, so honestly, since they got the objective done, I imagine Kyrum's just going to push up here and just go and freeze those and get them out. Yeah, it looks like he is indeed doing that. He managed to get 2. Last one, unfortunately... Oh, he got the kill. What a kill.
He got the kill.
That was ballsy, and he pulled it off.
That was risky. Yeah, that was really risky with that one walking up to you.
Yeah. He was just like, I don't care. I'm killing him anyway. I'm getting the kill.
Nope, they got the 3. Get an and 1 Scrake coming around the corner.
Goodbye, Scrake. One more Scrake there as well coming
One more
out.
Scrake for fun.
And taken out by Great Mighty Pooh. Really well done this wave.
Yeah, really well done. Looking
Just
at their
making it look
damage
easy,
numbers,
man.
their damage numbers are pretty spread pretty evenly. They're doing a pretty good job of it's just like just all just contributing to damage.
Yeah. They're really making this look easy, honestly, man. Like it looks like they're just not even breaking a sweat. Almost every single thing that could have possibly gone wrong, they've had a response to it immediately.
Yep.
So
It's
really
been
good
impressive.
communication going on here.
It's been impressive.
By the way, it looks like right now during this trader, they are taking the time to pre-drop spares at what is going to be, I think, was it next wave?
Yeah, looks like they're pre-holding this. They're getting set up for next wave's objective.
Yeah, that's really smart. The time savings there, and there's a trader pod right around the corner too. So
They just hit 20 minutes, so they're making incredible time on wave 7 here.
yeah, for sure. This is one of the slower parts of the game. But also, wow, another triple FP just spawned right in front of Mr.
What a
Fail.
freeze too.
A great freeze. Ooh, double rage here, but first one's down. Second one's gonna get a hit. Nice. Blue Flame waiting for that heat wave stumble. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was great. Yeah,
Denying that FP crit possibility. That was really good.
that was great. That was some great teamwork. Failology coming from downtown with the freeze grenade, and then Blue Flame just waiting for their time to stumble back that large.
That's so smart. I love that. That's a great use of heat wave right there. Like insurance, right, for her team basically.
Exactly. It'll at least delay that hit if you even have to take that hit, right? Like, gives you that extra moment.
For sure, and then like in the obviously you can't really like predict this because it's all just based on luck basically. But if that flesh pound was about to do the crit and you stop it, and then he ends up doing one of the weaker attacks, that's a win, right? You basically
Definitely.
you just saved your teammate from getting hit by for 65 damage. So yeah, I really love that. That's really good thinking on her part.
Yeah, definitely.
Here come 2 more flesh pounds from the same side again. I don't know if they've seen Blueflamex. I think she might have already peeked it. So that FP on the left out there might rage in a second here.
Yeah, we'll notice if we hear some flesh pounds getting angry. It's worth noting there are a couple of husks. Gotta be careful with them.
They're kind of just lurking around back there. Always got to show up with the flesh pounds.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Ooh, Kyrum's getting a little bit of a QP rush in the back here with a perfect Z time proc. Taco Mom's there to support him.
I heard that right when Z time started. I was like, oh man, there's also a Scrake behind that QP group.
Ooh, double hit there. QP's just like, they spawned like right around the corner there from Kyrum. The cheeky spawn. By the way, I'm thinking next wave, we've been listening to teams do the, what is it, wave 9 objective, but I kind of want to hear how they do the next wave objective, since it's pretty obvious they're going to go for it. I was thinking we take it to a war room next wave maybe and listen to how they do that.
Yeah, we could do that. That one maybe another war room wave 10. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh yeah. 76 heads remaining.
This is the final match, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta go out in style, right? For sure.
Just 60 to go.
MrFailology's doing a great job, by the way, of rotating here
Right.
and helping out any lane that needs help.
Right. I think that's a really underrated part of Sharpshooter is being able to flex from, different lanes, being able to just help, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you don't necessarily want everybody just running back and forth to a lane, but, it's nice to have one person, turn around and help. We got a really big spawn coming up here.
Yeah, here comes a
Coming up here
5
to
flesh pound spawn with
Fail and Blue.
One time rage coming in, but the Z time proc, perfect timing, and Blue Flame's going to be able to stumble this FP in a second too if he gets too close, but never even made it close anyway, so
Right.
FP's just down and out.
Nice
Two more
freeze to
coming
slow
in.
down that one. and just one more to deal with. It's really impressive to see how they deal with these large packs.
Blueflame taking a crit, unfortunately, while reloading, but honestly, man, like, that was just... Yeah, I'm really impressed by that usage of Heat Wave. Like,
Yeah, and it happened, but, you know, she had her teammates to you know, back her up, and,
yeah.
you know, that's what this game's all about.
It's just such a smart way to use it. Like, I'm fairly certain that was intentional, too. Like, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And by the way, she is using the Dragon's Blaze, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Which is insanely good. That's, what did that came out, like, a couple updates ago, right? It's a pretty new weapon.
Yeah, 1 or 2 updates ago. It's very new. I've barely played with it, but it looks really cool, and it does cause havoc.
That's an insane damage deal. So yeah, as we predicted, they are going to do that Wave 8 objective. Already had set themselves up. Excuse me.
I'm
so
shocked that they're doing this objective.
I know, right? How could they? Have to watch the same spot again, dude.
What?
Yeah, let's hang out for a little bit, and then we'll kick it over to War Room here and hear how they play out the rest of this objective.
Yeah, what a race straight coming to Kyrum. Kyrum dealt with that double flesh pound real fast.
And these guys are making it look easy, man. Everybody made it look easy today. I think I need to make it harder next round, man. Jeez. Like, literally, like, it's just so crazy the teamwork that's going on in all these matches today.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. You don't
Nothing
even
is
need...
even getting close. Look at their health and, like, armor. Like, they've been in good health, like, every single wave, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, it's okay. You could just... You don't even have to hear them to tell how well they're communicating all day. You know, all these teams, they just... You got people just switching at a dime, just helping out, taking out larges, helping with extensions. It's been really impressive.
Absolutely.
That's a big spawn. I wonder where that's at.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I think it might actually be on the main street area, perhaps, but... Double flesh pound takedown there from the side lane. Great Mighty Poo, MrFailology, just making easy work of those flesh pounds. Still haven't seen that other FP spawn that we heard, though.
Oh, there they are. How about we take us to... I'll take us to the war room right now.
Yeah, let's kick it over and listen to how they handle the rest of this.
Good stuff, guys. I'll just keep up. I got that. Oh, never mind. Huskers won.
I'm gonna heal y'all.
I think something's coming mid. Get ready to look
flash
blue.
pound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
raging
Yeah,
FP.
I'm
Oh,
looking
two
with
of
you.
them.
I'm with you.
Front one is low.
I hit the back one a lot.
Nice. Good
Bullshit
stuff.
pop.
More FPs here.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Front QP.
Front one's low.
Nice. Start back.
Yeah.
Glitching towards me, you son of a bitch.
Nice. Good
All
clear,
right.
guys. Back lane's chill too. I think
Yeah,
we're,
back lane is
we're
fine.
back at equilibrium. Cool. We're clean.
Yeah, back is
Okay.
good. Back is good. We're
So
almost
very
there,
nice.
guys. We're almost there. We're
Yeah,
doing
I'm with
fucking
you,
great.
It's
Yo, I'm just letting you
pathing
know, Fail.
wonky.
Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, no.
Plus some QP.
Tamari loves
The
my
next
shit the
one.
way I'm hitting the Twilight,
Hey,
bro.
triple crick on left
Oh,
or
yeah,
double?
you're right.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
back.
I have the
thank
one
you.
above
Okay,
blue.
I'm helping a
alright.
little bit.
Nice. Alright, we're clean.
Oh, bunch
Start
of
that
QPs.
QP.
Hey, let's
I'm just
go.
bodying them. Okay.
Yeah, same.
I got
That's
I
a
got,
lot of stalkers.
I'm
I'm
starting
starting
with
right
triple
side
start. Yeah, yeah.
Listen
I'm
here.
with you.
I got shit. Destroy.
Go for body, yeah.
One
Scary.
for
I'm
next
helping
one.
on left.
I'm next to you.
Yeah, I got the back. I got the back.
more
Kill him, and then...
Oh,
We got two husks in the back.
sorry.
Forewarned.
Starting flash pound.
I got one on me,
Nice.
Wow.
and he's gone.
Good stuff.
Nice one.
Very
Thanks for
clean,
the
guys.
assist.
What flash pound?
Absolutely beautiful.
50 left. We're good.
Careful, 50 even, Bunny.
Yeah.
Don't get too far yet.
Yeah, don't hunt yet.
One,
what?
left side, left side.
Yeah.
Watch the back.
How are you on ammo, Kyle?
I'm like pretty
That's it.
low, but I
feel
feel like
the
I should be
bastard.
fine for the rest of the wave.
All right, hunt middle with
I'm
me.
like 2 mags on each.
Take down.
Right here. If you guys want to go hunting, because then I can run to the barn and
That's it.
fill up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, where are they?
I bet they're
There.
stuck on the fucking
There's
truck
one
back
right
there.
whining and hit the bastards instead. Reloading. And the Bostonator takes
All right, so they managed to get that objective done relatively easily. Really good teamwork all around. We heard all the rotation calls right from MrFailology, asking how the back's doing, asking how the side's doing. Everybody just communicating really solidly.
Right.
One thing I thought was kind of cool about that ending there before we came back was that I believe it was Kyrum. Someone specifically said don't go hunt yet, and the reason why they said that was because they realized that there were still more Zeds remaining in the wave than the maximum Zed count, which is 48, like you said earlier when we started.
Right.
So they knew that was going to basically be, you know, more spawns coming in. So they wanted to like milk out the fast spawns as long as they possibly could, and then go hunt when everything was out already, basically.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like how the second we got in, they pointed out that large spawn that we were looking for before we hopped into the war room.
Dude, our timings have been like impeccable.
It was really
throughout
great
the entire thing. I've been picking like the perfect time to go in. By the way, they are doing this Wave 9 objective, which is basically right across from the other objective they did. And the one thing about this one is that from all sides they have stairs practically. So they're kind of like at an incline on the low ground. So it could be really interesting.
Right. Yeah, stairs can be tricky. These aren't as steep as some of the other stairs in this game. So they're a little bit more forgiving. However, just dealing with the change in elevation, it's really hard when you're like, you know, when you're just playing a precision perk.
Yeah,
Got some quarters coming in on the back lane here.
There were some quarters, but now they are a bunch of dead quarters.
Nothing to worry about it. Nothing to
Oh
worry
wow!
about.
Wait. Oh, FP time reaching in the back, dude. They saw them over the truck. I think there's three time
Triple
coming in.
FP.
And there's a fourth one and a fifth one back behind them.
There are 3 more and a rage scrape back there. This is actually really scary right here.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Good freezes though. They're managing to hold their ground here. They got to get these FPs down because the other one in the back is going to rage in a second, I believe.
Yeah, all of these are going to rage if they don't deal with them as fast as possible.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but it's a good time, good ending for Zed time here.
Excellently handled right there. I don't know what happened there. I want to say that the FPs were jumping on the truck and they saw them through the tree.
Yeah, that was scary. That was 6 flesh pounds.
Yeah. I'm just glad the last 3 didn't rage on top of that. If they would have like chain raged, I think that would have actually been a push.
Well, that scrape, that bloat is causing some damage here. It's not over yet.
Great work though, man. They handled that so well though. And like they're already getting back in position again. It's just like it never happened. And honestly, like for what happened, look at their health. Like they're actually in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape rather.
Yeah, no, that was really good. That was really hard to deal with. That can destroy the best of teams, right? You know, so that's just one little slip up and it's a domino effect.
Exactly.
So they handled that really, really well.
Yeah, that domino effect on the no medic run, you know, it's really difficult to keep up with, like I said earlier. And so, yeah, it's 2 QPs sneaking in right now. The ninja QPs are back again for more.
Look
Picking
at
up
that.
on Bill, getting some punches off on him.
Yeah. Took him down to half health. That's a lot of damage. Couple scrapes coming around that corner still.
Those QPs were completely silent. Like, it made no sound.
Let's see how they deal with these scrapes. It's going to be no Zed time right now. A double fleshmount just spawned around that corner.
What the heck? I saw that. That's wild. Yeah, they spawned right around the corner.
Perfect time for the Zed time. But this is exactly what I meant earlier about losing your sight. If you get pushed around a corner, stuff will spawn right there. And it still is spawning.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if they want to really like play aggressively here and save time, which by the way, they're making really good time, by the way, for Wave 10.
Time.
This is insane. Not even 30 minutes, but if they really want to like maximize it even more, they could play where they've been, but I have to imagine that they don't want to do that because it's maybe a little too risky, right? I mean, it's right there. So
yeah, definitely.
You saw what happened already, so
yeah, you don't want to get too comfortable.
Yeah. Wow, unreal though, dude. 1,500 points left of time bonus, and they just got their last objective done. So that's another full sweep of objectives again.
Yeah. They just hit 30 minutes.
Double FP from the Petting Zoo, but not going to get anywhere even close to them. There's another Flesh Pound coming out from the right, but already being raged and dealt with. And he's gone.
And just about 20 to go. Sounds like I hear something raging in the back.
Another time rage again.
Yeah,
Happened
another.
again.
Yeah, another. It's just a solo FP time rage, but yeah.
Yeah, another time rage again. They're definitely seeing them from that truck. That's weird.
Yeah, they are.
Surprised we didn't see that happen in the.
Yeah, I don't recall
Seattle
that happening in
Crypto
previous
match.
matches.
Yeah, that's weird. Hey, I mean, they managed to pull it off. Like, yeah, man, 30 minutes though. Like, they're really in good shape here to get some good time bonus. If they can get through this last wave really quickly, and then get that boss down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they could easily get like 600 points or more of time bonus.
Right. Yeah.
Looks like a leprechaun dropped his
So far on damage here, the two sharpshooters leading the way with almost 300,000 damage.
Merci beaucoup.
Wow, yeah, you're right. Kyrum and MrFailology both just doing a crap ton of work, and so is Great Mighty Pooh as well.
Yeah.
Everybody.
They almost
I mean,
have the
even
exact
Blueflamex.
same damage numbers.
Yeah, this is great teamwork from everybody. Like, it's just absolutely insane.
So going back to this spawn hold, they'll have sight on that truck, so the truck won't be spawn raging on them. They have a nice spawn in the back for LuvBunni and Failology.
It's kind of poetic though. We're like ending off the game with the same hold they used at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally the same people too. So Fail and LuvBunni right now about to come in contact with 3 flush pounds. Excuse me, 2. Excuse me, 1. So never mind that. Never mind everything I just said, because that last flush pound is just not going to stand a chance.
Nice push, bunch of trash and some sirens with some quarters mixed in. Trying to pressure the front there. At Helios and Z time, that is
Really
just
doing some
so
work, man.
powerful. Yeah.
Also, Otaku Mom's use of the Corruptor Carbine too, man. Really, like, getting rid of all that trash. It's like whatever Blueflamex can't clean up, the seeds from the Carbine just clean it up for them.
Most
Just
definitely.
constant AoE damage, basically.
Got a big group coming in around the corner here. Flesh pounds, quarters, Scrag.
Just heard a big spawn somewhere nearby.
Nice freeze on that flesh pound. Helios and Z time deletes the scrape. Gotta love.
Yep, can't go wrong. The full pyrotechnics display here from Blueflamex here.
Just
One
a
flush
solo
pound coming in
flush
on the
pound.
back, but there's that Z time, and I highly
Yeah.
doubt that's gonna. Vel's actually just gonna take it out with the foul, man. The FN
Yeah,
foul
really
on
well
display
played.
there on the commando. Really powerful
Yeah.
weapon.
Really well played. The FN foul does wonders on larges as a commando.
Mm-hmm. In fact, it's actually so good that in some CD groups it's actually banned on commando.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So powerful.
About 140 to go. And so far, so good. I hope they're not comfortable.
Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet, because at the end of wave 10 on this spawn cycle, there's a huge spawn that comes in, and if it happens to all come from the same side, could be some trouble. I mean, obviously we're hoping if that does happen that it comes on the side where the 4 players are, right? Because that would be
Right.
the easiest
we gotta-
way for them to deal with it.
We got a quad flesh pound coming around to
Oh,
the
and they went on
commando
the back,
side.
didn't it? Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. But hey, I mean, they both managed to get 2 already, and insult injury to the Z time popping after that too as well. If they weren't dead enough yet, you know. So that quad FP just basically really amounts to nothing.
It's real excellent coordination between Failology and LuvBunni.
Still a couple big spawns remaining in the wave though, if I'm not mistaken. So we're still not out of the woods. Got a triple QP coming in quad actually, a whole $1 in.
Yeah, another
First one
$1.
gets taken down. Good stumble from Blueflamex again, really making good use of that heat wave skill. And now another flush pound arriving. They managed to get the QBs down fast enough where that FP is just all on its own.
Yeah, really dispose of that spawn really quickly. Oh, that poor Scrape couldn't even make it off the truck.
Yeah, they're just on top of it. There's just no chance. This level of coordination is absolutely insane. We didn't even need to go to the war room. I'm actually thinking that we can maybe go for the boss and listen to how to take on the boss.
We could. They just have to deal with this quad Scrape, but that's about it. Just 10 to go. Sorry, Quint Scrape? Now quad Scrape.
Yeah, there are 5 Scrakes, and there's actually another Flesh Pound in the back there, but I'm sure they're going to get on him in a second.
Where have they been this entire time?
Oh, there's 3 of them. Yeah, I thought there was only 1. Nice D-Rage from Great Mighty Pooh, just getting that one down, and then the other 2 barely saw them, so I highly doubt they're going to rage.
No, they're good. Plenty of freezes to deal with.
Yeah. Again, that was honestly a really nice. The game is being really nice right now for these end of the wave. All those larges are right in front of them.
All right, we just hit 35 minutes to end wave 10.
Ooh, Great Mighty Pooh taking a little bit of damage here. He had to reload there, but yeah, manages to get it down and.
Sexy.
Dang, that's it. that's the end of wave 10.
Yeah, so 35 minutes at the end of wave 10. All they have to do is defeat the boss. The boss is A-Bomb, and you know, you can just kind of destroy him. Be careful. Don't fall for his little Kirby maneuver, because then he'll just try to eat you and bite you, and that really hurts.
Absolutely. Let's kick it over to their war room to hear how they take on this boss.
Let's do it.
Stay bomb. Come here.
Ready?
All right, freezing. 3, 2, go.
Oh, I already threw.
Yeah,
There might be. There's behind him. Yeah, nice.
Good.
Back up a
All
little
right,
bit.
start backing up. Yeah, start backing up.
A little bit. Oh.
He fell up again.
He fell. Once he gets up, we can
Just
probably
spam
shoot
him
him
out.
again.
Just wait a
Ready?
second. Wait a second. Keep backing.
Yeah.
All right, freeze now.
Bleed him,
freeze
bleed
now.
him. Bleed him.
Bleeding up.
Hey, let's go.
Give me that blood test.
If you don't have any, it's fine. We should be able to DPS.
All right.
Yeah. He's going down. He's going down.
Nice.
Good job, guys. See, what do we say? Just do it.
3,800, bro.
Just do it again. Just do it again.
Just do it again, but better.
Just do it again.
That's even faster than what we did before.
Good job,
wasn't it?
guys. That was
Fucking
really
yes!
fucking clean the whole way. We basically had 1 point that was scary basically the whole time. And
Oh my god! Fucking.
Wow, dude, that was I think that might be the cleanest boss kill we've seen so far. He barely even got in. He didn't even get down the stairs, and he just got double. Yeah. The Rhino spam coming out absolutely just destroyed that boss, dude.
Yeah, that was a really fun. That was really cool to see. They had that planned out. They absolutely destroyed him. The fire melted his armor. Let's check out the awards here. Kyrum with 362,000 damage, 89 large Zeds, just 11 away from the century mark. A really great performance. Blueflamex with the most kills, with all the fire everywhere. Otakumon with 1,200 health heals given, and of course, can't overlook the Zed stomped. LuvBunni with 10 Zeds. Don't overlook the Goombas.
Yeah, we got Bell channeling his inner Mario right there, man. Yeah, I respect it. I'm the resident Goomba enjoyer, so I respect it. Yes, we are going to be getting a few of them in for a quick little interview. I didn't get to see who else was coming. I saw Bell already said, so we'll be having him over in a second. Let me actually just ask him. So give me just one moment here.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have LuvBunni, aka King of Bell, and also Otakumon coming over. So I'm going to go ahead and grab them.
Awesome.
And we'll get this going. Hey guys, how's it going?
So
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, you two. Really well played. A great job. This is a real quick match. It was really impressive to watch.
Oh yeah, we like
How
to
do
go
you-
for speed.
Yeah, brother.
How do you feel about your team's performance?
Mom, you want to tell the story, or should I?
I mean, all I gotta say is, we are a team of efficiency and speed. We did that the first time around. Anybody really notice that? And I feel like it showed this time around as well. But Bell, Mon Capitan, you could tell the story if you want.
So
go right ahead.
Basically, we were, as we tend to do, we do like a little bit of a practice match before the game, right? A little bit of a warm up, basically. And we basically got a similar score as the one we got in our practice match like a half hour ago. And so we were just like, okay, let's just like do it again. Like, screw it, we'll just do it again. And here we are, got like barely practically the same score again. So yeah, it was literally just a thing of like deja vu. We did it again, but like
yeah. And
somehow
last night,
this time.
yeah, and last night we had really our only like official practice with everyone that we were playing with. And like there was one spot we were having some trouble with, and we are like, okay, we're running that section back again, and we're just gonna focus on that. Like we were just decided we're gonna run something back, and then we got it, and we're like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. But we always like when we weren't like throughout the week, we were talking strategy about, okay, how are we gonna split our funds? What traders are we gonna go to? How is this gonna work? So I feel like that's what helps us with getting our fastest times, because again, we discuss efficiency and we discuss everything. We break it all down. So that's our biggest key for us. We communicate really well.
Well, I think efficiency is a great way to describe this run. It was a very efficient run. Y'all did a really good job staying as efficient as possible and as quick as possible to get that time bonus. For the boss, real quick, I'm going to jump forward to the boss. That boss is really impressive. Did they go like that? Like how much did you practice that boss takedown? You'll definitely practice it. You had the freezes, like I'm gonna freeze it now. Wait a minute, I'm gonna freeze it again, right? You froze him twice and just absolutely melted him. So explain to me how that worked out.
Basically it kind of said, first of all, it was Jenny who originally prompted the idea of, oh yo, boss manips. And I'm over here like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, you dummy. You go ahead and just stand somewhere on the map. And
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you stand somewhere on the map and he spawns wherever you want him. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so we essentially did we find the like manipulation we wanted on accident? Like we just like stood somewhere and he spawned where we wanted him to, or
yeah, I think she kind of said if you stand like near this part, he should spawn this part, and then it happened, and we're like, oh crap,
okay,
and then
so
and that
happened, and then we basically were just like, okay, how do we bully this person so efficiently that they just fall over, right? And that's kind of how it ended, where we would just kind of run the boss again and again, trying to see like what worked and what didn't work. And that kind of led to the boss kill you saw today, or tonight rather.
Yeah, bleed outs usually help a lot.
Yeah.
So the bleed out to the stumble, and then the freeze, and then everyone just going ham on him.
We definitely learned from Hans. Like, cut out all of the like variables. We just want this man dead. So
yeah, most definitely. And you got that. Tell me about being a survivalist, Otaku Mom. Because I know you usually play medic. How was the switch from medic to survivalist for you?
It wasn't that big of a difference, although I'm really happy I actually got to play with the carbine a little bit more. Because it's the first round I was not comfortable with it enough. And I ended up using Mine Reconstructor, which worked a lot better on that one because I was able to, plop the mines down in places where in an emergency it would work. And originally when we were doing our practices, I had it with Carbine, but I decided to not use that and focus on just having dart switches with Carbine as backup because Belle pointed it out. Carbine's more of a medic grenade. And I was like, okay. So I tried to keep it like that. And it didn't feel too different, only because I still kind of used similar loadouts, but I just got to play around with it a little bit more, and it worked out. And I actually got to like play around and actually, hit more a little bit, question mark. So if I could see something and take out its head at the time, that was kind of nice. So
Yeah,
that was kind of more thing. Yeah, so it was more of I got to play a little more backup as opposed to just healing. And yeah, we didn't have the buffs, but I was still there to kind of like, okay, I can take someone's lane if they need to do this, which is basically what happened on the T-hold. If Kai needed to help Blue and all of them, if they needed backup, I could take over a lane, and I managed just fine. And it helped a lot having other people have a 101 on them, so that we, if I couldn't get to them fast enough, they could. So we had each other, which made all the difference. So
you can all share in the responsibility.
Yeah.
Around, I was wave 9. You were holding near the spawn where the objective was, and there were 6 flesh pounds, 6 or 7, I think 6, with like a bunch of scrakes and some quarters coming in. That was a really scary moment because 3 of those flesh pounds came in spawn raged. How do you all feel about dealing with large packs, especially site raised large packs like that? Y'all held it well and just recovered nicely. You didn't lose too much ground. So yeah, walk me through that process.
Okay. How do I condense this down in a way that doesn't make me sound like I'm a jackass, right? It just comes with the fact that we just got trust in the fact that, okay, this is what's happening. We just got to deal with it, right? We like, if a couple FPs come through, people trust in me that I have the ability to get the extensions we need to actually go and deal with that. And I entrust in the people that if I get these extensions, then they're going to be able to clear this stuff out, So it's just that the feeling of like, okay, we trust each other to do these things, and when we are able to like kind of come together, like I don't know, maybe it's just me personally, but that reassurance mentally of, okay, my homies got me, and I got my homies, then we're just there's a level of like that just mellows you out, right? That kind of reassuredness that, okay, things are going to be okay.
Yeah. Being able to know that everyone's going to do what they need to do as far as their job is concerned, because that's what I was like, when I first started doing this is, okay, Commando has to do this. Okay. Sharps have to do this. Okay. Gunslinger should be focusing on this. Okay. It's having the trust that people are going to, even if the proverbial shit hits the fan, they're still going to stay focused on what they need to do. And that's what I've been trying to do, like as a medic and even now as a survivalist. Focus on what I'm doing, even when it starts getting crazy. It's just, okay, just focus on what I need to do. And like I said, our communication has been amazing. Like, we've always tried to practice good communication, and that's always been the best thing ever. So it's just having that ability to be able to trust. And it's not always easy. It takes time, but I feel like we've done a great job with that.
That's what I want to kind of add a little bit more on before we finish with the point. Is just that fact that me, Mom, and the entirety of the JPGMafia have been playing together for weeks at this point, or it feels like weeks, right? But we've been playing for days on end with each other, so I feel like we know the like kind of mini minutia that goes with each unique player, right?
Right.
So with that, I'm like, okay, I know we've got this. I know Pooh's gonna do this. I know that Kyrum's gonna do that. I know Blueflame's got this, right? Just like the trust that builds over having an extensive length of time built between you and a group of people. So
Right. Well, good.
Yeah.
Your communication, like before we even got into your war room, your communication looked really good, looked top notch, just like with every other team. Every team's been so impressive with how just their communication looked just on point. And
For real.
your team was no different. Before I ask about MVPs, Tamari, do you have any questions to ask them?
Yeah, so I wanted to start by just saying something that I really liked, and then I had a question. But one thing that I really liked that you guys were doing, because it was pretty obvious to us, like Blunt said, that you guys were really well prepared, right? You had an answer for everything, even when the three FPs came in, which I want to say didn't seem like you guys were expecting that. But then again, maybe it did. It just you handled it so well. It was like it's almost like you knew it was going to happen, right? But one thing I really liked that I felt was intentional, and you could correct me if I'm wrong here, is I really liked how it seemed like Blueflamex was basically waiting as like a last ditch like defense mechanism in case an FP actually gets through. And I noticed that there was a stumble coming out with that heat wave, and I just thought that was a really cool thing that we've never seen that because I don't know if we had any firebugs this round, right? Or maybe it was OnlyFans Fire might have had one. But that's the only time I've seen it used like that so far, and I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to that because I thought that was really cool. But was that
Yeah.
actually intentional, by the way? Like that use of it, or did it just sort of come together that way? Like,
Blue is just a really good firebug.
I mean, facts. I
sure.
literally say all the time, Blue brings the last scene of Airbender with the Agni Kai if Azula won that freaking fight, because that's all I see, and I'm like, God, I can't. I feel bad for anything that comes in Blue's path. Because I honestly, Blue has such control over that perk. It's terrifying. Like
okay,
I go in that lane, and I'm like, when I was sitting on that hold with them, with the other three, with Pooh and Kai and Blue, I'm like, do I even need to? No, you know what? I'm just gonna stand back. I don't even think I need to be here at some points because I'm like,
there's a story with that because one of the first matches we had with practice with Blue on the team, we originally we were just like testing out the wave one hold and such like that, and Blue Flame was put on the right side where Kyrum and Pooh were. Well, tell me why halfway through the wave, I just hear Pooh go, "I've only shot 12 times." Like,
yeah,
guy was nearly full ammo because he didn't have to shoot at all because Blue Flame was just killing everything. It's like,
yep,
like
that
that one scene where Azula was like, "I'll show you lightning." Like, Blue Flame is a very down to earth, chill person, but I just know that if they run up with a firebug, they're probably clearing their lane. Like, they have no issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a level of confidence that was just like it was really fun to watch. Like everybody played really well.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know if that was it was intentional because it really looked like it was, and I was really impressed by that. And I had one more question real quick before we move on to the MVPs. Kind of going off the confidence thing, right? You guys like literally just manhandled the game. Like there's no other way to put it. Like every single thing about the game just made it look easy. But I was curious if you guys had like in practice had like thought about any strategies for like kiting. Like if things were to go wrong, if they would have gone wrong, like did you guys have any plans ready for that? Was there maybe like some utilization maybe on Blueflamex's part there? Because I know like for example, firebugs are usually really good for leading kites, right? Just curious if you guys had any like plans made for those kind of situations if it were to happen.
Yeah.
And just say screw it, we can kite.
See, no, that's literally what happened is that because anytime like anyone would die, we would just like reset the wave and play it over again until we just perfected it.
So, yeah,
I respect it, dude. I respect it. You just went the big ball route, dude.
There had no plan B.
I actually, because like last night when we drew at our practice, like we did have some difficulty with the barn hold, and we were like, okay, we just finished the entire like 10 wave. Okay, we're going back around and we're hitting waves 1, 2, and 3 again. We're cycling that back. We're gonna figure that out, and we did. Like we kept every time we had a problem, we stopped it and we figured it out. We talked it through and we re-strategized it. I feel weird that we didn't have a kite plan now. It didn't even cross my mind.
Hey, it paid off though. You guys.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to. You didn't have to kite at all. So that.
It's like a pro. It's like a professional driver not having a brake, right? Like you don't need it. It's good. You know.
My God, stop.
So on that note, I would like you to choose an MVP for your match.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, Blue Flame, yes, but
Blue Flame.
They brought the act.
Okay, for me it's a tie, right? Blue Flame obviously because we were
Oh, yeah.
having a bit of issue getting Blue into practice because of the like, work hours and such, which I can't fault the person for, right? Homie
Right.
over here
Real
making
life.
money. Yeah. But when like it was time to hit the pavement running, they were there, they stepped up, and by God did they show out. So that right there
Oh.
immediately got me, right? However,
Mm-hmm.
I also need to shout out my man, the great Mighty Pooh, because
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Pooh, for sure.
Okay, little again, a little bit of an anecdote from our for our Discord. Basically, when I told him, okay, our match got rescheduled because we originally were going to play on Saturday, right? But we rescheduled to Sunday because of like stuff and that such. So when I rescheduled for this time at 9 p.m., the first thing Pooh tells me is, "Man, my sleep schedule's gonna get fucked, but I'm down to play."
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to play.
And he's like, "Screw it." Yeah, he's like, "Screw it. I'll go to work dead." And we're like, "Oh my fucking god." Okay, yeah. So honestly, yeah, I feel like, yeah, that poor sweet bean. So
I
will have to say, honestly. Blue. Buy him all the coffee. No, seriously. So yeah, I agree. It will have to be Blue because Blue, bless their heart, they really did step up when we had a situation, and they really did step up, and they filled in, and they filled in beautifully. And then Pooh for definitely going. They went with the flow of the schedule change, and they were like, "Yep, okay, this is gonna suck tomorrow, but absolutely, I'll do it." They're like, "I'll do it. Just don't do that to me again." And that's basically it. So
sleep. He sacrificed sleep to get a good record. Like that's a soldier in my eyes. That's a real man.
Well, those are great choices. I thank you for joining us here for the post-game interview. Again, congratulations on a great run. Go rest up. To the audience, thank you for joining us for this crazy day of matches. It's been an awesome day. It's been hectic, but it's gone through. This is our last match of the day. Stay tuned. Round 3 starts tomorrow. There will probably be matches next weekend. So stay tuned for what the next map is. It's going to be exciting. I look forward to casting more matches next weekend. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. Thank you again. We will see you soon.
Thank you, players. Thank you, streamers.
Appreciate
Thank you, commentary. Thank you, everyone, for everything that you've done. You guys are all amazing. Love you all.
Join the Discord today. You see that?
Mommy loves you.
Yeah, I know that. Your mama may love you, but join the Discord now, or else.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just want to say for me, there's really not much more else to add on top of that. Yeah, we're just thanks so much everybody for coming out to watch all these matches. It was a crazy day, really exciting day, and yeah, stay tuned for next round. I will say, excuse me, I will say, you guys all did so well. Like I might have to rethink about how I plan next round, but definitely next round, I'm not pulling any punches, so we'll definitely have to see how it goes. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Bell and Talkabon for joining us, by the way. And to the rest of you guys watching out there in the world, thank you again, and we'll see you guys next weekend or whenever we have our first matches.
Thank you.
Boy, I sure do love gaming.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.